Sports are not really my thing. They never have been, even when I was a kid. There's a few I didn't mind playing, including football, actually, but I was never very good, and they were never my preference. Most I ever did was play goalkeeper for my team in secondary school, but I quit after a month because I was bored out of my mind. It just wasn't for me. So naturally, a game like FC24 wouldn't really be the right kind of game for me, would it? Well, I've actually played a few of these before, in the old days of last year where you could still call it FIFA. I owned FIFA 19, 14, 12, I also played 11, well I'm fairly certain I borrowed that, I don't think I ever owned it. I also long ago played FIFA 2000 when it was considered a new game. Yeah, that was a long time ago. However, with all of them, I found I tried them a few times and then I just gave up with them because they didn't really work for me. This time though, I fancy trying something different. I wanted to give FC24 a real go, give every major game mode, or at least the one that I like the look of, a good try and see if the game can successfully convert me into a fan of football games. And hey, if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well document it and then we have a video. I do usually record personal challenges and I guess this is that, even though it's a bit different. To start off with, we just went into some classic matches to work off 5 years of Rust. As it turned out, I did actually remember the controls and didn't play that badly. The game recommended I increase the difficulty a couple of times, so I did, and I got to a level that felt about right where it could be a challenge, but not something I couldn't handle. Oh, and I forgot to mention I picked Arsenal because, have it. I don't really support any teams because I don't really follow football, but I had a friend as a kid who was a big Arsenal fan. He was very insistent then, very insistent, that I supported them because they were the best team in the world, as every kid would say about their team. So I did, and I guess it stuck. I mean, it's the closest I have now to a team I support. Also, I don't remember when women's football got added into FIFA. I noticed it was here, gave it a go. Didn't play any different, but it's nice to see them getting some recognition. They deserve it, after all. I also enjoy using them because I absolutely dominated the other team with a 6-2 victory. I increased the difficulty after that. Sometimes it's nice when it's easy, but there's a limit. Feeling the need to increase the difficulty a bit, I decided to not go up against bots, but instead to go online. I did a couple of matches online, one which I'm showing right now, and one which I cut. The one which I cut, well, I got completely destroyed on that one, but that's not why I cut it. I ended up cutting it because the guy was basically trolling me the whole time. The FIFA community does not have the best reputation as it is, and this guy was more than happy to live up to that reputation. As for the one I'm showing, this guy was right. Ended up in a draw, he seemed alright. Didn't troll at any rate. And I was quite happy because as someone who hasn't played a lot of these type of games, a draw online, I'll take it. I feel like we've done enough regular matches for now, so I decided to jump into Ultimate Team. I know this game mode is the big one a lot of people enjoy, so now it's time to see what it's all about. Got my team sorted out with a lack of customization options, which I understand because of how this works, but as someone who likes those customizations, I didn't enjoy that. Then we started by playing Moments, which are essentially glorified tutorials, but they were useful for me as someone who isn't that familiar with these kind of games, and with football as a whole. This was really handy. I also played some of the matches it gave me and I had some good fun with them. I was never really good at team building stuff, but I seemed to build a good enough team that I could kick butt. I bounced around between playing matches and doing some moments and such with Ultimate Team, but honestly it didn't grab me the way I hoped it would. Perhaps this isn't hugely surprising since I came into this as someone who's not really a sports fan, but it was worth a go. Now we'll try something else. Manager Creator. Proper character creator, that's what I'm talking about. After creating a brand new crisp pixel, there have been many over the years, I take control and then win my first match. Afterwards, I ignore the transfer windows, mostly because my team seems to be doing very well and I don't need to make changes. Head into the second match and do it even better. Seems like I was right about the transfers. I continue to do well with the third game, winning there, if only just, but then I got my arse handed to me by Man City. I'm still really not sure how I lost that badly. I can only assume it's to do with the transfer they made before the game, because a lot of my team was knackered, so they need to be replaced, but still, a loss is a loss. It's also the first time I really did anything as a manager, which was to give a speech to the press. An interesting mechanic, but it was nice to control the manager for once. Enough of the manager career for now. I did enjoy it, probably more than Ultimate Team, but it also feels like you need to have a good grasp on football as a whole to be effective here, and I clearly demonstrated with my failings that I do not. There is another type of career we can do, player career. So now we have Crisp Pixel 2. Nobody ever said I was original. I didn't know what to expect from this when I get decisions like greet your teammates and buy Beats headphones. I'm going to bet right now they're a sponsor of the game, or football or something. But those are some of the decisions we can make. Turns out we don't actually have control over our players on the pitch, but we also have control over his whole life, which is actually pretty cool. It's kind of nice to have that power over our character. Before we head into the match, we get the option to do some training. It doesn't feel a lot different from moments in Ultimate Team, but I did also enjoy them, so there's no complaints here. As my character is just a substitute, we don't control for the whole match, just the parts where he's in. The game lets you choose between controlling the player or the team, but I like to have plenty to do, so I picked the team. I kept it up for a bit until I felt like I'd done as much as I could with it. So far, I feel like this is my favourite game mode, but I still have a good few games to try, so let's not jump to conclusions. We're going to need to do a few more bits, and the next one is the UEFA 2024. That's right, we're going for the European Cup. I'm sure I can win this. Well, actually, I'm just going to take you to the conclusion, win or lose, so let's see how I do. Our first match was up against Serbia, and now was the time to prove that I'm good enough to at least do this. Oh, look at me getting the 3-1 goal in extra time. Felt good, and yeah, I beat Serbia. As for going up against Denmark, somehow that ended up a 5-0 victory for England. Made me worry I set this too easy. That was a genuine concern when I went up against Slovenia, but then I only carved out a 2-0 game against, wait, never mind, 2-1. Guess it's not too easy after all. With that done, we know who we're heading up against, and it will be Ukraine. This is where I'm sure it's going to get more difficult. I was right. I played well, got a couple of goals from Kane, but also Ukraine got 2 goals. I managed to get a fantastic goal in the second half of extra time, thankfully, and that got me through to the next round. I'm at a stage now where, considering my lack of experience, I can accept losing. So who's up next? Croatia. Didn't start well with a quick Croatian goal, but I got it back, barely, and ended up in extra time. I honestly thought this was going to go to penalties, which would be very England-like if it did, but thankfully not. Hit the quarterfinals, so once more it would be very England if I went out now. And considering I'm going up against Italy, I'm not willing to bet on victory. Good thing I didn't, I'd be very poor right now, but it was close. It was close. I was losing right up to extra time at 90 minutes, and then I managed to equalise it. And then almost immediately afterwards, Italy got one. I got knocked out at quite literally the last second. So it wasn't a win, but honestly, I feel like I did well. I know I'm not amazing at this game. I need a lot more experience to be that good. And it was still a good performance. Only one more mode to try now that I really want to check out, Volta Football. We start with the character creator, so I guess there's now 3 Chris Pixels. And in this, I'm just controlling my own character with everyone else being controlled by other people online. How did I find Volta Football? Honestly, I loved it. Despite the fact that I was predictably not very good, I really enjoyed doing this. This is definitely a game mode I can see myself playing in the future. Or could see myself playing in the future. So with that, I guess we're done. I didn't check out every single part of the game, but I did check out every part of the game I wanted to see, which was the goal. And how did I find it? Well, I didn't find the Ultimate Team or Manager career that interesting. Sorry, football and FC fans. I had fun with the player career, but not enough to keep going. And I honestly really enjoyed the UEFA Cup and Volta Football. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, all in all. Will I keep playing FC24? Probably not. Aside from anything else that's been replaced by FC25 in under 3 weeks at the time of the release of this video, I've ended up rushing this a little to get out before then. So, you know, in terms of online play, there'll be a lot less people on this. But I only have a limited time to play games as it is in life, and I need to prioritise, and I will still rank this quite lowly on the kinds of games I enjoy. But I do enjoy it, and I can understand those who spend a lot of time on this game, especially if they're big football fans. So let me know, what are your thoughts on this video and the possibility of me doing more of these in the future? Because I would like to do more in the future. There are plenty of other sports games out there. Baseball, hockey, basketball, American football, cricket, UFC. Just to name a few. Lots to choose from. And those are the ones I know a lot less than FIFA/FC. So I'd love to try a few of them in the future. For now though, thank you so much for watching. My name has been EvolvedPixel. And I hope to see you all very, very soon.
Moving forward effectively. Firing it in and putting his body on the line. And disappointingly, not even close to hitting the target there.
Yeah, was looking to open up his body, guide it into the corner, but he's got it all wrong.